Hello friends, today I will show you how to build VMware Vsphere home lab in VMware Workstation. Before going to this, we need to check the hardware requirements and other requirements. Let's check one by one. First, we need to enable virtualization support in BIOS and 32 GB RAM and 500 GB hard disk or more and 2.0 GHz processor or more. Note that if you don't have 32 GB RAM in one laptop, you can configure this 6.5 home lab in two laptops which is having in 16 GB RAM. Okay, if even though if you don't have a 16 GB RAM in two laptops, you can configure this having in four laptops which is having an 8 GB RAM. Okay, but the only thing you have to remember is you need to have VMs all in bridge mode and record home router for connectivity purpose. Coming to other requirements, you need require 64-bit operating system. You can configure this Windows 7, Windows 8 and Windows 10. Present my OS is Windows 10, and you require the software requirement is VMware Workstation is requirement. It's better to use the latest version. Coming to networking part, here I am using Windows Server 2012 and making as the domain controller and SAN server and configuring 10.ip. And coming to Windows Server 2012, sorry, I have marked as 8. Okay. Coming to it, I am making as a member server and I am configuring as a 10.2, and I am going to install vcenter server in this machine member server only. Coming to another ESXi coming to another ESXi 1, and I am configuring 3. I giving configure 3, and I am going to another ESXi 2. I am giving 10.4. Default gateway is 10.1 and primary DNS is 10.1. Okay. Let's check this. First we need to enable the virtualization in the BIOS. After enabling the virtualization in the BIOS, we need to install VMware Workstation, and we have to install two ESXis with 4 GB and 40 GB hard disk. It will be selected by default, and you have to install Windows Server 2012 in Workstation and make it as a active directory, and we have to get the 80 GB hard disk. And we are using exsi from 2012, and that's why we are giving the 8 GB RAM. Install another 2012 R2 OS in Workstation, make it as a member server, and we have to give 8 GB. After that you can assign 4 GB, no problem. Install vcenter server in 6.5, sorry, in member server, and you have to install any browser or recommend Chrome with Adobe Flash and log into vcenter server. Coming to requirement, we have installed requirements are there to install VMware tools has to be installed, .NET framework, static IP, and vCenter member server only, domain administrator or authenticated administrator. System name should be meaningful for the DNS relation, and also we are also typing so many way for vCenter. Easily remember. Complete all installations. After installation, we need to check the communication between the vCenter and the domain controller and the ESXi. Okay. Now once we all completed all these settings, and it's better to restart all the servers before going to this. Once wait, minimizing, let's do the practical part. Login into the BIOS, we can access the BIOS by many ways. It depends to company. First we need to enable the virtualization in the BIOS. Okay, Fi, sorry, I am entering. Press F5 to change. Here in the downside you can see the F5 to change. Yes, press F10 and to save the changes, press S. Once after enable, you can go to the start manager, go to the performance. Here click on CPU. Here you can see I am having 32 GB RAM CPU. Here you can see the virtualization is enabled. Here you can find whether it's enabled or not, and level 3 cache L3 cache is 3 MB, and you can see my processor. Once go to the properties, here you can find my I am using 64-bit operating system on 32 GB RAM. I don't have any antivirus. I'm using default one, Windows Defender is using. Once you are feeling any difficult while networking part, please disable your antivirus. These are all my home files. This is a Chrome setup and Flash plugins and VMware Flash plugins. Okay, and first gather all the files onto the desktop. This is the VMware setup and servers. VMware setup and okay. Let's install VMware Workstation. Go to the files and go to the VMware Workstation and double click on that. Click next. I accept the license. Click next. Enhance, check the option. Next. Uncheck the product support. Next. Next. Install. The installation is pretty very easy. No. Okay. Click license. Use your default your own purchase key. Otherwise, you will get this key in this key in Google also. Even though it's a premium, but you can easily get the key in by third-party sites. It's better to restart your PC. And right now I'm recording now, that's why I'm not click now. And after restarting your PC, open VMware Workstation. I'm removing the old one. Why? Because while I'm doing the demo, I will do test before doing that, and after that I will, after recording the success only demo, I will do go for original. Okay, click browse. Here go to the Vmware. Okay, select give the name. I am giving ESXi1 and go to the path where you want to store the ESXi files. I am selecting in it. I am giving a name ESXi1. Okay, I am copying the path for another ES. Easily we can rename the place for the new VM. Select next, finish. The installation of ESXi is pretty easy. It's not complicated. Everybody who have knowledge in Windows they can do. And press enter. Press enter. Press F11. It will scanning all the drives. Press enter. Press default key and give the password. Press F11. So this we successfully installed ESXi1. Press enter. Okay, we successfully entered and the VMware ESXi is ready. We press F2 to customize, enter the password. Wait, it will probably go to the management network, go to the IP configuration, set the IP. Here I am giving 10.3 IP address. 10.0.0.3. Subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. Default gateway I am giving the domains IP. I am devising the IPv6. Primary DNS is also I am giving where I have installed the DNS in the domain only cell, so I am giving 10.1 only. ESXi 1. Custom DNFX means your domain name. My domain name is harsha.com. In the active directory you can see, while building active directory you can see that. Press F10 and restart the PC. Yes, this one is completed. So I am passing the operating system. Why? Because it's take time to build all this, so that's why I don't want to waste my resources. Click next. Already the path is selected. Click select yes, type ESXi2. Paste just one, remove the one. Why? Because I already have copied the path, right, in the for the first ESXi. I am pasting that. I am selecting as a one drive. Click finish. Press enter. Press enter F11. Press enter. Default key is give the password. Press F11. Okay, we successfully installed the ESXi 2, but we have not configured. Press F2 and give the password. Just wait, the management will go to the config management network and IP, give the IP 10.10.4, 10.0.0.4, 255.0.255.0.0. Default gateway is 10.10.1, and go to the disable the IP, go to the DNS. Primary DNS is 10.1. Name as ESXi2. DNS suffix is my domain name. SY and restart. Go to the network properties, check either it is having in a bridge mode or NAT mode. I am selecting as a bridge mode. Okay, go to the ESXi1 and settings. It is in NAT, so we cannot do that, and we need, I am passing this one. go to the ESXi one and resume. The bridge mode simply means all the ESXs feel that they are in as acting as a like physical host, right? Go to the network settings, here NAT, okay, sorry, bridge mode, press OK, and I'm doing as a pass again. Okay, and go to the home, create new virtual machine, next browse, select OS, OS and click next, select data center only, and give the path. I'm typing as a domain controller. Why? Because I'm going to install Active Directory services in it. DC, simply I'm giving it the 8 GB. Finish. So this VM is installed with auto install. So no need to everything. The VM itself install VMware tools and everything. Only thing is we need to see. We can build this VMware Home Live in very easy way. I have 32 GB RAM, so that's why the installation take pass. The VMware tools is going to install. Check full screen. Yeah, the VMware is successfully installed. Why? Because with the VMware tools only, the graphic drivers will automatically install and we get a full screen. Okay, go to the firewall.cpl and disable the private and public IP, public network, sorry. In the real time, we will have separate firewall and the separate team is also there, and we enable the ports in the firewall. For the lab purpose, it's don't require. Domain, check the domain. Sorry, check the bridge network. I have to check, click refresh. I'm clicking sign out. Why? Because that is a standard account. So first we need to enable the administrator account. Click Control Delete. Click administrator. Is okay. Put the password with different characters, space and numbers. Go to your network adapters ncpa.cpl. Here go to this, go to properties and disable the IPv6. Okay, and go to properties. Here set the IP 10.0.0.1 to gateway 10.0.1 10.0.0.1 and press OK. And close. Go to properties, click change here, rename the PC. Why? Because it's we can easily remember the domain computer name of the domain controller, and restart your PC. Don't perfect everywhere. Every time you have to log in with the administrator only. Why? Because the administrator, we have only one privilege account right now. If you want to create a user and add to the administrator account, go to the manage, add roles, next, 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 click active directory domain services, add features, next, 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 install. So we are going to install active directory and make the system in which we install an active directory services, that system we are calling as a domain controller. Okay, after installations of active directory services, here you can see the promote server in the domain controller down. You can press, otherwise close. uh, we have another way here, yellow button is there. Here you get a you, here click add new forest. Why? Because we are building new one, right? So here I am typing as my domain name, I'm giving as arsha.com. Click next. Here if you have a old voices, select the forest function roles to that level. Right now I don't have any older versions, so I'm selecting a default and giving the password. Click next, next. It's verifying the BIOS name, so it's only for legacy OSs to resolution purpose. Next, install. It is checking the prerequisites. Yes, all prerequisites is passed. Now it's time to install. Click install. Click sign out, close. It will restart automatically. Restarted automatically while I'm going to restart. After restarting that PC, go to the firewall.cpl once again. Here again, you while after installation domain, you another option will be get added, and disable that option. I mean, I'm offing the domain firewall. Click exsi. Here click on to install exsi target server. While after pressing this, it will selected what are the services it required. The only thing we need to press install. Next and install. Sorry. Press close button. Okay. Click refresh once. Click on create hard disk. I'm creating shared hard disk, and click next. Give the name. I'm giving virtual hard disk 01. Next, I'm giving as a 20 GB. For whom I need to give for ESXi 1 and 2. So for easy remembrance, I'm typing as for ESXi 1 and 2. Click next. So it want to add a hyphen. Okay, no problem. Next. So what is the IP, to give we require one domain IP address, right? Just like a mail. So I'm giving the IP 10.10.3. So again add, because I am going to add these hard disk for 2, right? 10.0.0.4. Sorry, 4. Next, create. Close. close, refresh once time, click task and go for new virtual hard disk. Next, same virtual hard disk 02 20 GB hard disk. Next, already the target is created, so that's why I'm selecting that old one and click close and click refresh once. So minimize this and go to the create new virtual machine. So don't forget it is check once bridge mode, or yeah, it's bridge mode. Click home, create new virtual machine, select the ISO is already selected, click next, select the data center option, Windows next, and give the path. So I am pasting already copyright, so I'm renaming it. I'm going to install the vcenter, so that's why for easy remembers I'm typing as a vcenter. Next, I'm 60 GB selected. Next, I'm customizing hardware. Why? Because it's required 8 GB, right? So bridge mode, I'm going to this. I require 2 CPUs for vcenter and 8 GB RAM. Okay, click finish. So the VMware is VMware Workstation itself install the VMware tools. Only just have a look at that. That's it. Click sign out. Why? Because don't forget with administrator mode. Click alt control delete. Click on administrator, click OK and type the case sensitive password. Go to the properties. Here change the name vcenter and domain is arsha.com. click the domain password of the domain, click administrator or the date of arsha.com. Click OK. So click OK. Okay, and the PC will get automatically restarted. Restart now. I am selecting as a bridge mode or not mode. After selecting this, yeah, it's bridge mode. Connected. Here I want to install .NET framework. After installation .NET framework, we need to restart. So that's why I press later and I am going to install .NET framework. So by this I am skipping the restart for 2 times. Instead of restarting 2 times, I am restarting once. Open autoplay. Open autoplay. Go to the new folder to view sources exx and copy the path or cut. Okay, go to server manager, go to manage, add rules, next, 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 next. Here select the .NET framework and click next. Here specify an alt, click on specify alternate path. Here paste the path, press OK, press install. We successfully installed .NET framework in Windows Server 2012. After that, go to the restart and click restart button. Don't forget login with the domain admin administrator @arsha.com. Generally people will do mistakes in the way here only. The wait, the user profile is loading. Okay, what I am doing, it's a best practice to copy all the required files. Don't do the mount directly through the vcenter cd, the just like I have mounted right the Windows to server 2012. So like don't do that for vcenter. Just copy that file into the VM and then click the mount. It is a best practice. Okay, click on vcenter ISO and mount. Here go to the Explorer and click on auto run as an administrator. Okay, click and install. After adding the to the domain, again we need to go to the firewall and we need to disable the domain network. So if in case you don't have the communication with the DC, with the installation it will fail. Okay, click install and wait. Why? Because the next pop-up will get time. It takes time to give the another pop-up. Okay, this is vcenter visa. Click next, click and accept the license agreement, click next. I'm leaving a default. Click on here I'm giving a set the vsphere.local IP address, IP password, sorry. Give the name case sensitive IP, sorry, case sensitive password. Next, select and type whatever country you have. India. I'm doing default. Why? Because already I'm logging with the domain privilege Postgres. I'm selecting a default database. Next. 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 Install. So the VMware Workstation, sorry, VMware Vsphere 6 vCenter Server 6.5 will take time to get installed, but I am making the speed process in the video editing, not in the physically. Okay, we successfully install and click launch. Click vSphere web client. So this is a fresh VMware, so that's why it's open in Internet Explorer. So it's not recommended to view in the Internet Explorer. Why? Because it's not compatible. So that's why I already copied all the files to this VM. So I am going to install Google Chrome. Click next. Select Google Chrome. Yeah. Click on no thanks. Oh. No thanks. Go to the Internet Explorer. I'm closing the. Why? Because I need to install the Flash plugins, right? Quite. Why it's not for yes. So why I copied three plugins, three fragments. We have different plugins for different browser Flash plugins. I don't know whether it's for what plug Adobe Flash for what Chrome, for what browser. So that's why I copied all the browsers, all the Flash plugins. Click done. So after installations of file Flash plugins, go open Google Chrome. Here I have the path for login. Copy the path and paste it in the Google Chrome. Click on advanced. Click to proceed to unsafe. Why all these we get error? We are not using any certificates. Click administrator at the vsphere.local. Click on type administrator other vsphere.local, and enter that password of that account and press login. Okay, after that we need to create the data center. Data center is nothing but just like in not VMware language, in general terms we are creating like a folder. So enable the ESXi, uh, okay, go to ESXi2 and resume the ESXi. Why? Because it's time to add two ESXi to the vCenter server. I'm clicking Hyderabad HYD. Why? Because I am living in HYD, Hyderabad. Data center, and right click and add host. And give the IP of ESXi which you want to add. I am giving 10.3 and click type that password root and that password. I don't have any VMs on that. Click next, finish. So I am going to add another ESXi 10.4. I am giving the IP. Type root and his account password. Click yes and next. Click normal, next, and finish. We successfully installed two ESXis in data center. Now go to the configure and we need to add the storage software exsi adapter. Click OK. After adding the software, we need to give the IP of SAN. Click on targets, go dynamic discovery add and give the IP. What is my IP? I am installing the domain controller, that is SAN IP 10.1. Once it's installed and rescan the adapters. This is what I have not done in the in the demo video. So I have faced the difficulties by not pressing this scan button. For that purpose, I have removed the software ISK adapter to do this, to record all this. So I already formatted this lens, so that's why it's already get it. If you don't get, go to the storage and click new data store. Get VMFX. Here you list all the data stores after all the LUNs here. Why? Because the LUNs are already formatted. And go to the second layer ESXi and go to the storage adapter and add the software ISKC adapter. Okay, and go to the select ISKC adapter. ISKC adapter, click on targets, dynamic discovery, add. It's already added, so but I am reviewing, and again adding ones 10.0.0.1. and refresh the adapters, storage adapters. Okay, yes, so the LUNs are already formatted with the VMFS and added to, so it will so for the second ESXi it will automatically detect it. If you, even though if you not get detected, go to the storage data store. Okay, and select VMFX, click next. Here it will list all the VMs, all the data store which is available. 20 GB is added. So now it's time to configure one VM. New virtual machine. Select any virtual option. So new VM. Okay, next. Next, select the shared hard disk. Okay, no problem. So click finish. So I get error, insufficient disk space. So I have selected all the next options. That is what I have done to get fail. So I'm doing once again. I'm selecting as a low configurations. For just like it's dummy VM, to practice all the labs, we can do another again. So select the data store or anyone. Next, Windows 10. Next, here you have to give the low configurations. 32 GB RAM. Sorry, 32 MB is enough. Why? Because it's a dummy VM. We are not going to install any OS in that VM. Okay, click next. 4 GB RAM. MB is enough. We created one virtual machine and we have not installed any OS in that virtual machine. We click logout. We successfully built the vSphere home lab in VMware Workstation. Thanks for watching this video. Comment your opinion and your email ID. I will give you my FTP details. Thanks for watching this. Bye.